All right, so cooking in a frying pan or saute pan, whatever way you want to call it. I think the saute pan actually a little square. It comes up straight on the edge, but we'll just call it a frying pan. So first thing you want to make sure you do is warm up that pan. Super important. So we're going to get that going, then we'll talk a little bit about it. You want a medium-high heat. You're going to put your hand here and you're going to start to feel the heat. Almost to the point where like, I got to get my hand out of there. You're holding it like a ½ inch above. That kind of give you a general idea. So let's let that warm up. Let's talk a little bit about the size of a pan. If you're cooking one small little chicken breast, you can have a smaller frying pan. Obviously, if you only have one, then you can only use one size. But think about when you're putting meat in a frying pan, it's important to have as much open area in that pan around whatever your meat is, so it gives it a chance to brown. If I filled this with chicken, it would kind of almost boil off the chicken, and I'm not going to get that browning. So super important to have enough space around your chicken. If you have too much chicken, you got to do it in batches. Otherwise, you're not going to get the browning out of your chicken. Two, when you're cooking on a stovetop like over there, like you would typically traditionally, I like to have a place to move it. I could grab my frying pan and move it over to another burner. So, you know, set yourself up for success there. Have a place that you can move the pan if it's getting too hot. When we're cooking with oil in a frying pan, it's important that we want to get that oil to almost where it's going to smoke. If it's starting to smoke, you want to turn the temperature down. Obviously, you don't want to cook it with it smoking, but you want that oil nice and hot. And like with any of the other recipes or anything else we're talking about cooking, is get yourself all prepared. So right here, I got that chicken that we had that we prepped earlier. I have some water here. In the water, I can check to see how hot the pan is. If you're new, you're looking for the water to hit that and bead around. You want the ball of water to move. You don't want it to just boil off. If it's just skating around there, you know you're hot enough to now add your oil. I got my tongs here ready, place to put them, because when I first put them in there, there's going to have raw chicken on them, right? So typically I'd have two pair. I'd have another one ready. So after the raw chicken ones are put in the pan, those disappear. I got my oil ready. Another thing, if it's getting too hot too, you could always lift your pan. That will slow down that heat. It'll give the food a chance to do its thing, but that's an option. You can always lift your pan up. All right, let's go ahead and check it here. So I got a little bit of water. I'm going to toss it on there. And as you can see, the water just sizzled. The sizzling, it's not hot enough. And this pan is super versatile, right? The beauty of this pan is like, say you had a fatty chicken, or you were cooking chicken with, say, the skin on, or chicken thighs that have a lot more fat. You use a hot oil, you cook them on the frying pan, you remove those, and now we have a nice fat in there. We got some oil. Then you're adding your onions, you're sauteing your onions, you're building more flavor in there. Just before you're going to be done with the heat, you add your garlic. You don't add it in the onions because then you'll burn the garlic, but then you build more flavor in there. And this pan just starts building and building in flavor. And then, you know, like when we talked about building flavor, we'd have the chicken, it would be salted, we'd have the fat from the chicken thighs, and we need an acid, so you'd add a balsamic vinegar or apple cider vinegar or some lemon, squeeze some lemon in there. The pan just keeps building flavor, and then you deglaze it with that balsamic or the lemon or just a little bit of water. And then all that liquid will get into your food. I got a great recipe for chicken and rice I'll have to do some time to kind of show you how I build all that flavor in the pan. All right, now I'm holding it there. It's getting kind of hot. And now you can see the water rolled around, right? It didn't just boil, but it actually beaded. Now I know it's ready for oil. So I'm going to add my oil to the pan. I'm looking for enough to coat the bottom. I don't need to fry in a ton of oil, but I need enough to coat the bottom where you don't see any spots of bare metal, right? We want to go completely over all of it. It's still quite not there yet. And I know with this little burner here, I go all the way to high heat and then I turn it down. But on your stovetop, you're probably looking about medium heat. And when you know it's ready is when the oil has veins that goes across. I think you could see that. I'll show you one more time. When veins, I'm talking like you see a glass of wine and you move it and those veins in the glass, you can see it streak like that. Then you know your oil is hot and ready. So now we're ready to go. When you think about presentation, I'm just showing you this chicken on how to use the frying pan, so I don't have all that chicken. But with 2 pieces of chicken, you're gonna put it the rough side down, not the smooth side. I mean the smooth side down first, because that's your presentation side. So that's the one we're gonna cook first. So we're gonna go ahead and put that on this side of the pan. If it instantly sizzles, you know you're doing the right thing, all right? That chicken's gonna kind of contract and get a little bit smaller. And you can kind of keep an eye on it. If you see too much smoke, you know your oil is just too hot. And look what I did. I just lifted it off the pan. I had turned my burner down a little bit. And now I'm going to add those chunks of chicken on the other side. Just to show you how the 2 different chickens cook. And important with these chunks, you're trying to get them separated so they're not all on top of one another. All right. Now these tongs have raw chicken. This is raw chicken, so I get rid of these. Now obviously if you're cooking over your stove top, run the fan. Always a good idea. And the most important part when we're building flavor here, we got to brown this food, right? In a frying pan. So you might think instantly, I want to just start moving it around. But we don't. We want that surface area of the chicken to be cooking between the oil and that pan, and it's going to brown it, right? So resist yourself from trying to move it. And if you try to grab it now too, it wants to stick. If it's still sticking, it's not ready to flip. You can always move that oil around in that pan a little more to work its way under your meat. Now obviously if I was just sauteing chicken, this wouldn't be it, right? I got some fat from the oil. I could add a little bit of butter if I wanted to. It's already been salted, but I would want an acid, so a lemon or one of my favorite go-to is the balsamic, like you guys know. I started to see that oil was really starting to smoke. And I don't want to go that far with it. I'm taking a quick look. It's starting to get a good brown under there. It's almost there. You can actually see the chicken, the pink, it's turning white around those edges. That's kind of a good sign too that you're getting close. Now guys, you got to be careful with a cheaper pan. Like if you're buying a pan from like Walmart or Target, that metal's a lot thinner. So it's not going to heat up. It's going to heat up way faster than what I just did. So you have to be cognizant of that. And you don't want to overheat your pan. If you can, spend a few bucks on your frying pan. It's pretty important. All right. So now the chicken's ready to release. I can feel that there. And you go ahead and flip it. You see that browning? That's what we're looking for. That's the flavor right there. These little chicken chunks. You're going to add to a stir fry. Look at those, are nice and brown now, right? Those are going to be delicious. I see so many cooking videos and stuff online or on YouTube or whatever, and they say making a stir fry or chicken and rice or just something simple. And the lady will put the or whoever's making the video, will put a bunch of chunks of chicken in a pan and she'll fill it. Thing will be filled and you'll see it's just like bubbling with moisture and all that. And if you look at that chicken at the end of it, it's not brown. That browning, oh man, that's just like, just gonna bring a ton of flavor to it. All right guys, now we're going for 165. Wicked close, 163, 160. Dude, we're like there. You don't want to overcook it. Like I said, if this was a recipe, I'd be deglazing this pan to get all that, any of that fat off and that deliciousness, any of that extra browning that came off the meat. So you can see this other side of the chicken cooked nicely. But that's it, we're done. We just cooked some delicious chicken on a frying pan. And the key to this is we brown that chicken. So important. Always important, let your chicken rest, so I let it rest a little bit. We'll grab one of these pieces and we'll see how juicy that is. It's evenly cooked because it was so thin. Go ahead and cut it through. So we got brown and we got juicy. You can see that juice come out. Perfectly cooked. Super thin, nice and brown, and that's how you cook in a frying pan. All right guys, go ahead and practice this. Grab yourself a chicken breast, cut it nice and thin. Make sure you get a hot pan before you add the oil. If your oil's smoking, that means you're too hot. Once it has veins in that oil, you add it to it. Keep it down, don't move it, let it brown, super important. And then once it releases, and you can see it's brown under there, that's when you flip it. Follow the other side, get an instant read thermometer, huge, to check that temperature. And you're pulling your chicken like 162, something like that. Get it somewhere to cool, let it rest for a minute so the juices come back in. And you'll have perfectly cooked chicken. And I want you guys to try it and keep practicing it. And one thing to consider, I only use the extra virgin olive oil. It has a high smoke point, so you can get it hot enough to brown your food. It's one of the best and healthiest oils for you. I really suggest don't use any of those seed oils, canola, vegetable, cotton oil, cottonseed, or whatever it is. All those oils are really bad for you. You think vegetable is good, but it's not. It's actually horrible. Get yourself some extra virgin olive oil or olive oil, not extra virgin, if you want to save a little bit of money. That's it, guys. Thanks.